So, if you're in e-commerce, you're probably always asking yourself that same question. What's the next big move? Well, the answer might just come from a place you weren't expecting, Walmart. But is this retail giant really the right platform for your business? In this explainer, we are going to unlock the doors to Walmart's online marketplace, and you're going to see why it could be a golden opportunity, especially for experienced sellers. Here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dig into just how big this opportunity really is. Then, we're going to get real about the pros and the cons. After that, I'll walk you through the actual application process, step by step. And finally, we'll look at the big picture, why this might be a really smart investment in your future. Okay, first up, Walmart's potential. See, it's easy to just think of Walmart as that brick-and-mortar store down the street, right? But online, they are a sleeping giant. Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a really fascinating story. This is the question that's on every seller's mind, isn't it? Where do you find new growth, new customers? Where do you find that next competitive edge? Now take a look at this. It really shows you the power dynamic in e-commerce. Of course, Amazon is the king of the hill with a massive 43% share. That's no secret. But the real story here is who's in second place. It's Walmart, holding a really solid 13% of the entire US online market. And let's be super clear here. 13% might not sound like a lot next to 43, but don't let that fool you. We are talking about the second largest piece of the pie. This represents millions and millions of potential customers. It is a number you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. So, the potential is obviously massive. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before you jump in, you have to have a balanced view. So in this next section, we're going to take a realistic, honest look at both the advantages and the challenges you're going to face. There are really three core advantages that make Walmart so compelling, especially for sellers who've been around the block. Let's start with the most powerful one of all, brand trust. Just think about this for a second. 8 out of 10 families in America are already loyal Walmart customers. So what does that mean for you? It means you get to skip the hardest part of building a business. You don't have to spend all that time and money building brand trust from scratch. You get to put your products directly in front of millions of people who already know and trust the Walmart name. It's like being handed a ready-made customer base. Now, this is where Walmart's physical stores become your secret weapon. Your customers can return online orders to any Walmart store, and those returns get sent back to your warehouse at no extra cost to you. And it gets even better. If a customer chooses to pick up their order in store, they get a discount that Walmart pays for right out of its own commission. It's a total win-win. And for those of you already selling on Amazon, this is the absolute game changer. Walmart lets you fulfill your orders directly from your Amazon FBI inventory. I mean, think about that. No second warehouse, no splitting your inventory. You can essentially open a mirror image of your Amazon store on Walmart. It's an incredible operational advantage. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But every opportunity has two sides. Before we get too carried away, let's look at the challenges. So on one side, you have that incredible brand trust, the sweet logistics, and that FBA integration. But on the other, we have to talk about things like higher commissions, lower traffic, and some technical hurdles. The first reality check is financial. Walmart sales commissions, they range from 12 to 18%, and sometimes even higher for top-selling products. This means you have to be really strategic with your pricing and your margins. You also have to deal with a platform that's, well, it's still evolving, which can mean you run into some technical glitches, and they have a very selective application process. And here's a really crucial point about how people shop. When most people are actively looking for a product, their first stop is probably still going to be Amazon or eBay. So what's that mean? It means your products on Walmart might not get discovered as easily. You'll need to be a little more proactive to get your listing seen. So you've weighed the pros, you've weighed the cons, and you're still interested. Excellent. Now for the practical part. Let's roll up our sleeves and look at exactly how you apply to become a Walmart seller. First things first, you need to know this term, EIN. It stands for Employer Identification Number. If you have a US-based company, this 9-digit tax ID is an absolute must-have. There is no negotiating this point. You have to have it just to get in the door. The process itself is actually pretty straightforward. It's broken down into 4 simple steps. You'll start with the basics, company name, website. Then you'll verify your business with that EIN and your address. The third step is where you show them what you've got, your e-commerce experience. Stuff like your SKU count, which is just the number of unique products you sell. And finally, you'll detail how your logistics work. Now, I need you to listen very, very carefully to this. This is a critical warning, and it comes directly from the source. The number of products, or SKUs, you claim to have in your application has to be 100% accurate. Do not exaggerate this number. If they find out you have fewer products than you stated, your store can be shut down instantly, with no questions asked. They are extremely serious about this.
All right, so that's the application process. But let's zoom out from the short-term details for a second and look at the big picture. Why might joining Walmart today be one of the smartest investments you can make for your business's future?
I want you to think about it like this. It's like you're buying digital real estate. You're getting a storefront on a street that's about to become incredibly valuable. The move you make today could give you a priceless advantage tomorrow. And why is that street about to get so valuable? Because the e-commerce world is always changing. On giant platforms like Amazon, costs are going up, the rules are getting stricter. This is going to push more and more sellers to look for new channels and new opportunities. It's inevitable. So here's the crucial point. When that great migration of sellers really begins, you won't be scrambling. You're already there. Your store will be established, you'll have your systems dialed in, and you'll have a major head start. The people who get in early are the ones who are going to win in the long run. So, with all of this on the table, the pros, the cons, the reality of today, and the potential of tomorrow, the final question comes right back to you. Could Walmart be your next digital storefront? The decision is yours.